What's up, you guys? WyattXM here, everyone's favorite YouTuber who stutters and mispronounces. And today, we got a response video pretty late to the party concerning the fact that I was on break. But I remember Count Blaggerth did a video of 6 bands he couldn't stand. And I wanted to do a response, but like I said, I was on break and I just remembered I kind of want to make a new video of this. So this is going to be my 5 bands I dislike. Now, disclaimer, even though no matter what I say in this disclaimer, people are still more than likely going to complain, but I'll say it anyway, just in case. Even though I genuinely dislike these bands I'm going to talk about, all 5 have talent. I'm not going to try to convince you to dislike them yourself. If anything, I really wish I could like these 5 acts because it would have more music that I would enjoy to my knowledge. But these 5 acts, I've never enjoyed really anything by them. And I'm going to try to go into detail of what I dislike about them and try my best to say at least something good about them, or something I at least like about them temporarily, just a little bit. So let's get this going. Number 5 is Cara Holmgren. And I was hesitant to put this band in here considering the fact that I do enjoy this album by them, Where the Corpses Sink Forever. So go ahead and start calling me a poser right now because I know someone's going to. But after that album by Cara Holmgren, they just pretty much started tripping over their own feet, I feel like. And each album just got progressively more synthy, where they just went full-blown synth. Whereas Where the Corpses Sink Forever, yes, it's a black metal band with synth, but there is transitions between the synth. There are segments of synth and segments of black metal, alright, that I feel like that's how you should kind of make an extreme metal band who uses synth. Balance it out, layer it, do some textures with the synth, but don't make the synth overlap everything within, the guitars and bass. And another band that's kind of like that is Flesh God Apocalypse. But Cara Holmgren's just progressively gotten more synthy, where their album that came out in 2014 or 15, something like This Ain't a Fairy Tale, I think is the name of it. That album is just a complete mess, I feel like, where the synth overlaps the guitars and whatnot. The transitions between the vocals really don't flow together well, so it just kind of sounds all messy from my view. And the lyrical themes are just so goddamn childish and cheesy. I understand with the album title they're going for the fairy tale or whatnot, but it just sounds like an unhappy bedtime story how that album came off. And the lyrical themes were just, no, they were childish, pretty much. Even though I know they're going for the fairy tale sound, it just wasn't working. And then their latest album that I believe came out this year, it's like, where is the guitars, alright? I know I have this complaint along with many other people with extreme synth bands, but, when I'm listening to an extreme metal band, I want to hear some metal, and all I hear really with them is synth. And that only gets so intriguing for so long. So number 5, starting it off, is Cara Holmgren. That's always been a problem with me with Cara Holmgren. But Where the Corpses Sink Forever, I feel like will always be their best album. Coming in at number 4 is 6 Feet Under. I know this is kind of a cheap shot because a lot of people dislike 6 Feet Under. But, I feel like the reason why 6 Feet Under gets so much shit, because there's a lot of just mediocre death metal bands and mediocre bands out there in general. But I feel like the reason why 6 Feet Under gets so much shit, and I kind of feel bad for them because they're not the only bad death metal band out there, is because Chris Barnes is in it. And Chris Barnes, you all know, was in Cannibal Corpse, and he's credited for making, some of the best vocal work for some of the most appreciated and beloved death metal albums ever made within Cannibal Corpse. But with this band, it's like, what the fuck happened to his vocals? They're so dried up that it sounds like the most stereotypical Cookie Monster vocal style I've ever heard in my life. And when his vocals hit, it's like, it kills the mood out of every single song 6 Feet Under has made. And when you look at some of the lyrics he has wrote for 6 Feet Under, this is bottom of the barrel, people. Alright? I think the song is called Don't Go Down There, or Basement Torture, something. It has something to do with the basement. If you can find that song and just read the lyrics, because it's such a riot how funny and cheesy it is. But another thing too I might add about 6 Feet Under that's just like it's so hilarious how bad it is their covers of AC/DC. Alright, they are a death metal band, yet they come off with less energy and less aggression than AC/DC. Alright? Their cover of TNT is so laughable. And Chris Barnes' vocals are just so damn dried up, where he's going, TNT. It's like, what happened? What happened to this legendary vocalist? And each album, his vocals have just progressively gotten worse, I feel like. And the band really doesn't add anything new to their instrumentation to give them a spark, a pop that makes them stand out. So, yes, I understand a lot of people do enjoy 6 Feet Under for the aspect, of having Chris Barnes in there. And I understand that. But for me, I've never, ever once remotely liked 6 Feet Under. So they come in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Dream Theater. Dream Theater probably has one of the worst fan bases in extreme metal. Like, their fan base is equivalent to the fan base of Rick and Morty. Alright, where it's like, if you don't like it, it's because it's too intellectual for you and you just can't comprehend the brilliance of this band. Which, by the way, I love Rick and Morty, great show. But Dream Theater, it's like, I don't see it. I don't see the appeal of why so many people praise the crap out of this band. Why John Petrucci is like a cyborg and he is the best, guitarist who ever lived. Yes, John Petrucci is a talented guitarist. Actually, all 5 members of Dream Theater are insanely talented. They are. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They are insanely talented. But how Dream Theater makes songs is not to my liking whatsoever. One thing I did some research about them is Dream Theater's average length songs are 9 minutes long. That is the average length you're going to get with a Dream Theater song. And I saw in an interview, John Petrucci just admitted one of the hardest things for him to ever do is to write a short song. So they rely on these 9+ minute songs. I think one song is called On the Back of Angels, which is like either 20 minutes or 40 minutes long. I forget the exact song length of that. But they have multiple songs that range in the 20+ minute mark. So they rely on really lengthy tracks. And sure, it's nothing new for me with, metal, lengthy tracks. A lot of bands I enjoy have lengthy tracks. But the thing with Dream Theater is, with their tracks, it's like multiple songs within one song. Alright, so if there's like one part of a Dream Theater song I like for like a couple of minutes, I have to rely on those 2 minutes of enjoyment before sitting in through another 8 minutes I don't care for. And that's my problem with Dream Theater, is just there's too much going on as well. There's so many weird transitions. There's like, with their latest album, they're trying to add like in a symphony, and it's just like they're doing so much at once, and it's hard for me to really latch onto something with Dream Theater that I can enjoy with and ride out the track. With Dream Theater, there's just too much, I feel like, and it doesn't click with me, because the moment I like one riff, they change it up completely with a completely new like song structure, and it's just too many changes for me. So Dream Theater, for me, comes in at number 3. Talented as fuck individuals that just songwriting, they don't do it for me. They never have. So number 3 is Dream Theater. Number 2, which you all probably thought would be number 1, but number 2 is Untitled. Now, I'm not going to go fucking ranty, balls to the wall, over the top with my insults with them. I've done it before, alright? So, and I'm trying to be casual, a little tamed with this. So, number 2, like I said, is Untitled, and I'm just going to say what I dislike about them. They are a extreme metal band that has some black metal elements blackened and grindcore. So they're a blackened grindcore band that infuses noise. Right there, I feel like I should fucking love this band. Alright? Because I love those genres. And mixed together, it's like a match made in heaven for me, those genres put together. Alright? Bands like Neltrot and Reek of the Unzen Gas Fumes and Conflict, Tetragrammaticide, Niagara Blitz, they do it so fucking awesome. And Chaos Cascade as well. They do it so damn well that when I discovered Untitled, I will say this, yes, when I first got into them or knew about them, I was talking a little highly of them at the time because I felt like this band is going to click with me. There's no way in hell this band could not click with me with the genres they're presented. But when I got my a copy of my Death Angel Absolution on vinyl and came in and actually listened to and sat through it, I was dumbfounded at what I was listening to. I was like, what the fuck is this? Alright? The noise aspect is the worst thing about it. The noise is not how noise should be used. When I say I like noise in music, it doesn't mean I like this loop of... When I say I like noise, I like it layered. I like it kind of it's in the mix, but it makes everything feel more sharp. It makes everything have more grit and just makes everything abrasive and harsh. That's what I like with noise. And with Untitled, they just like they over layer their noise so much that you can't make out any instruments in the mix. So it just sounds like this hum when it fuses with the guitars. Which, by the way, the guitars those aren't riffs. If you think those are riffs, you gotta look up what it is. Okay, if you think that's a guitar riff. But I saw them live, and the guitarist will just literally put his arm up and down the neck of the guitar, and all you're gonna hear is where it sounds like they're starting up a really old Ford diesel. That's what it sounds like, the riffs. And the drums, again, it's that mix that is just so unattractive. Alright, it sounds like the drummer is smacking his drumsticks on a pile of wet mud. Alright, there's not much to make out with the drums. Alright, literally, get a drumstick, hit it in a pile of mud, wet mud really fast, and that's what the drums literally sound like. And Antichrist Kramer's vocals are the only thing you can make out with it. But it just, there's no effect with it. It's just this loud grunt, and it comes in and out. And all you hear is his grunt, the, diesel truck engine starting, and a pile of wet mud being smacked. That's what Untitled sounds like to me. It's just a giant clusterfuck of a mess, I feel like. And so many people are praising the fuck out of them. It's like, I guess to an extent, if, you're looking for just balls to the wall, extreme, sure. But just because it's fast and esoteric to an extent, that doesn't mean it's good. And I feel like so many people are so blinded by, wow, this is so noisy, holy crap, this is so incredible. It's like, guys, there are bands that do it ungodly much better, I feel like. And I'm not even going to get on back to the hate speeches with Death Angel Absolution, because it takes up half the album, and there's nothing at all hateful about or esoteric about hearing this monotone robotic voice for 20 minutes going, I am Untitled, I am not here for pleasure, I am only here for pain, but that's why I'm also selling this at a retail price, because I do kind of want this for your pleasure, that way I can make money off of this music. It's like, these hate speeches just fall flat so bad, okay, and those hate speeches don't add up at all, and I don't want to even, we're just going to end it at that. Alright, so number 2 is Untitled. The only thing I can come up with of why people like them is that they're just noisy as fuck. But that's it. And number 1, with every band I've talked about, I try to find the silver lining of why people like them, or, how I can see why I could have liked them. 5 through 2, I've said that. But number 1, this band I'm about to talk about, there is nothing fucking good about this band. Alright, I don't know how the fuck people think this is good. there are people out there that think, wow, this is fucking good. I'm going to buy this. This is the worst thing ever in music. This is an insult to music. Number one. Number one is arrogance. That is the name of this project. How I came across this band is this release right here. They did a 4-way split with Hostium, Savolder, AMSG, and AMSG. And I knew nothing of Arrogance at the time. So when I searched them up, I found out they are an extreme metal band that has grindcore, it's blackened, and it's noise. Which again, I love those three genres put together. And it's pretty much Arrogance is Intolertarian, but somehow fucking worse. Okay? Arrogance is the little retarded brother of Intolertarian. Oh my god, this is so bad. It's all the complaints I had about Intolertarian, it's with Arrogance, but the vocals are so laughable. Alright, it sounds like this... it sounds like a fucking troll. It sounds like a fucking troll, how these vocals come off. There's nothing hateful about these vocals. It sounds like a fucking joke, how these vocals come off. And the lyrics were made by like a 12-year-old who just chugged a bottle of Mountain Dew. Do you hear the engines running, stone smashing, wood crashing the faggot prophet's house? It's like, okay, Arrogance, we get it. You can't pause online gaming. Calm down. It's just so fucking bad. Alright? Again, number 5 through 2, I can understand to an extent why people like them. But number 1, Arrogance. There is nothing about them that's good. Everything about them is fucking crap. So, number 1, easiest fuck pick is Arrogance. And that's it for this video. I try to be a little tamed with what I say I disliked about bands, because I say this, sure for fucking hell someone's gonna be like, well, you can't say that about Intolertarian, you're just a fucking poser, you're listening to a poser rock, fuck you! Save it, alright, because I really won't fucking care. But, I'm really curious to know what are the 5 bands you dislike. I know some of you guys are probably gonna say Annul Throk, or Summoning, or Portal, or Obscuritatum, or Akitsa. Probably one of you is going to say all 5 of them just to get at me and get a quick laugh. But I'm really curious to know the 5, extreme metal bands you genuinely dislike. And, yeah, let's try to keep it civil to to the very best we can. And that is it for this video. So hopefully you guys discovered something new. Thanks for watching, liking, supporting, and subscribing. You guys are the best, and good listens.